art is a very, very, very powerful medium to tell stories. And we're kind of taking a traditional canvas, turning it into a helmet, and using the athletes' network and their racing to help share their child's stories with the world. So the inspiration behind what we're doing here really stemmed from the experience that I had when I raced in the Sochi Games back in 2014. So as I was gearing up for the biggest race in my life, I had a friend of mine who's one of the nurses at the Children's Hospital come in and ask if I would speak to one of her patients who was an aspiring ballet dancer. She had dreams of dancing on Broadway, and one day started complaining of almost like a Charlie horse type pain in her quad. And long story short, that Charlie horse type pain was actually osteosarcoma, so the same bone cancer that Terry Fox lost his life to. So here I was, like I said, gearing up for the biggest race in my life, and the 17-year-old fighter was battling the biggest fight of her life. I discovered that Jillian had this incredible artistic talent. Everybody around her saw it, but she didn't believe in it. So as I left the hospital that first day, I thought to myself, there's got to be a way where I can bring her on my journey to the Olympics. And what that ended up being was I asked her to design the helmet that I would race when I pushed out of the start gates 2 months later at the Olympics.
I'd like to present you with the Olympic helmet.
Wow. Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is incredible. I sat down with Jillian, the young artist that helped me with my helmet, about 6 months after that, and I just kind of told her that my inspiration was to make this into something bigger and better. And I asked, like, what would a name be that would have some power to you? So she was actually the one that came up with the name Helmets for Heroes.
I ski raced with Brad for a long time, and so I was actually in the Sochi Olympics with him when he wore kind of the first Helmets for Heroes project, so I followed that pretty closely, and then when he started to build it into something bigger than just the one, then I was pretty excited for a chance to get involved.
My canvas.
Her visual canvas.
I met Brad. I think he's always on the lookout for artists, and he was telling me about his project and about the organization, and I just thought I definitely wanted to be involved. Exactly. He looks like he's laughing now. All right, and then he's got kind of his bottom teeth. So
I was asked if I wanted to design a helmet for an athlete at the Children's Hospital. We all got together and introduced ourselves, and I came up with one idea. I want to do a flaming skull. Flames are fast, and going down the hill is fast.
And I've started doing some sketches, and specifically sketches on helmets, so that they could see how the paintings would look in a three-dimensional way. And yeah, it's totally fun for me, and then I'm talking to them and kind of, you know, getting inspiration from their ideas.
It's just cool to get to wear something that so many people have put so much thought and creativity and time into, and get to kind of wearing the helmet and being able to have that on the hill and racing for someone else at the same time is going to be really cool. It's going to be exciting.
I think it's really exciting to collaborate in this way with the community and with the artist, the athlete, and the young person. And for my part, I'm glad to play a part in it. And I think it's a pretty special opportunity for all of us to be part of this.
I mean, the biggest thing is to just give a really unique experience to some kids that have had a tough go in life and give them a chance to have something really special.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That would be way better than having it on the side.
Every time I see another helmet unveiled, I get goosebumps, and I'd be lying if I say I haven't teared up a couple times. It's quite an emotional journey, knowing where this all started. You know, my connection to Jillian originally, and she's since passed. Her battle with cancer ultimately won. But just knowing my connection still to her family, and knowing that her legacy is ultimately living on through art's projects is above and beyond what I could ever fathom of my legacy as a person.